Welcome to Managerial Accounting, BA 602, in Module 1. In this brief lecture, I'll provide an overview of the topics and requirements that you'll need to complete. Let's begin with an overview of this week's module topics, what you'll need to submit for assignments, and introduce our project discussion. To start, I will introduce cost concepts. This is covered in Chapter 1 of our reading, followed by Chapter 2, topic Job Order Costing. Then I'll review the module assignments in McGraw-Hill, and finally I'll introduce the discussion. We begin by laying the foundation for everything that we're going to do in this course, Managerial Accounting. The foundation begins with our topic, cost concepts. Cost concepts are central because they shape how managers plan, control, and make decisions. Unlike financial accounting, which looks backward and reports to external stakeholders, managerial accounting looks forward, helping managers answer questions such as, what does it cost to produce one more unit? Or where are our resources going? Or maybe even, how do we measure efficiency and profitability across departments or products? In Chapter 1, you'll learn how costs are classified and used for different purposes. We'll examine the type of cost, such as direct and indirect, fixed versus variable, and product versus period. We'll determine how costs behave, why understanding cost behavior is essential in predicting profits and making decisions. Different purposes for the cost. Why a cost might be defined one way for inventory valuation, but another way for decision-making analysis. By mastering these foundational concepts, you'll be able to analyze costs through multiple lenses, which is exactly what managers do when they're creating budgets, evaluating performances, or considering strategic alternatives. The second pillar of our foundation module is job order costing. Once the foundation is being established with cost concepts, we're ready to apply those ideas on one of the most widely used costing concept systems, job order costing. This system is especially important for companies that produce unique products or provide customized services. Think of it as an advertising agency creating campaigns for different clients, or a law firm billing hours for separate cases, or even a manufacturing production custom machinery project. Each specific job is different, and managers need a way to track these costs that are associated with it. In this module, we'll learn how to assign costs to individual jobs by tracing direct materials and direct labor and applying manufacturing overhead. We'll learn how to use a predetermined overhead rate to deal with indirect costs, those costs that can't be traced directly to one job. We'll track costs through an accounting system by creating job sheets, measuring unit costs, and preparing financial statements. And we'll recognize how job order costing supports decision making by giving managers visibility into profit at the job level. Job order costing really is a bridge between the raw material concepts and practical managerial tools. And once you understand how to accumulate and assign costs to a specific job, you'll see how managers gain insight into pricing, cost control, and evaluating performance. Here's what you're going to need to complete in this module. The majority of the work is done in McGraw-Hill Connect. You'll begin by reading your SmartBook assignments for Chapters 1 and 2, followed by some concept videos. These are short videos to reinforce some of your reading. Once you've completed them, you move on to your homework problems. These are typical homework problems you might find in previous classes and you might have been exposed to during your other educational journey. And finally, we have an opportunity to apply the knowledge by completing concepts and practice exercises, and then the ongoing simulation you'll see throughout the modules in our course, Annie's Ice Cream Shop. These exercises are built for application purposes of the topic. After all, we're working to master the knowledge in an MBA. And we have one final piece, your project discussion. In this first discussion, you'll begin the process by selecting a company that you're going to use for the entire project. This is a chance to pick a business that generally interests you and also while practicing to assess and interpret some real financial data. Using the SEC's EDGAR database and other reliable sources, you'll locate your chosen company and their most recent balance sheet, income statement, and cash flow. In your post, you'll introduce your company to the class by describing its industry and its core operations, and then share at least 3 observations for your review of these financial statements. These might be surprising trends or unusual factors or figures or anything that might raise a question to you. This activity sets the stage for a larger course project which also builds in our shared learning community. You learn from your peers and you'll analyze your finances together. See Canvas for more instructions or details. If you have any questions about this module, please reach out to your instructor, and good luck.